Australia versus France at Suncorp Stadium, the first test in the 2014 season. They first played in 1928, and this is their 43rd encounter. Beautiful night in the capital of the Sunshine State, Brisbane, and no shortage of gold on the stadium floor at the moment. The giant Wallaby jersey. And good to see some French fans in the crowd as well. Wonderful atmosphere, great build up to it. Australia third in the rankings going into this encounter, and France seventh. Greg Clark with you alongside me, Tim Horan, sideline tonight, Rod Kafer and also Nathan Sharp. And we hear a lot about the French forwards, Sharpie. What do you make of them?
Yeah, the front row, plenty of experience. Thomas Domingo, he's played for France a lot. Gerardo, not so much. Steve Moore will combat him. And Thomas Mas, one of the best tight heads in the world. The two locks, Maestri, he's been around for a long period of time. He's a huge man. And Vahamina is a big man as well. Lots of work. This back row is very threatening. Shuli, he's reasonably new to the team, but he gets through a mountain of work. Ui Drago, he's fantastic. LaRue, Tim Horan takes through the backs.
Oh, it's actually going to be me, Sharpie, Machino and Michalak are the half-back combination. Both of them relatively experienced. Michalak's been playing Southern Hemisphere rugby over the years. Fofana and Fiku, the centres. Was for Fofana, I think he could do some really good things tonight. This back three, lots of pace with Hugo Bonval at fullback, Felix Labariche on the wing. Tim Horan.
Yeah, the reserves for the French team, pretty inexperienced reserves as well. You got Tolofula, he was debuted at 18 years old, the reserve hooker. He's 20 years old now. And also in the backs, Morgan Parra, he's the one to watch. He will cover 9 and 10 if there's any injuries. And Bryce Delan from Cuss Club just played the top 14 final last weekend. He'll be reserve back three.
Yeah, some of those players in the top 14 final are either on the bench or being rested this week, as you would expect. So now, the Qantas Wallabies getting set for the first test of 2014, the forward back. This front row, Sharpie, is the most experienced ever to play against France.
Yeah, James Sabri's 50th tonight. Steve Moore, 91 caps. Steve and Kepu, he's been on good form. The two locks, Carter, his debut for Australia, he will get through plenty of work. He's so accurate, the breakdown, gets a lot of tackling done throughout the game. And this back row, I like it. I like the balance. Big ball carrier and Palu. Fardy gets through tremendous amount of breakdown work, particularly defensively, and Hooper, he's all around the ground. Rod Kafer.
Inexperienced half-back combination in White and Foley, but two players in very, very good form. Foley at 10 will run the ball all night. The Brumbies pairing of Tamua and Tavita Kurandrani. Look for Matt Tamua to slot into first receiver to do a fair bit of the kicking to get them out of trouble. And a back three, pretty exciting stuff. Of course, Israel Folau, 10 tries last season for the Wallabies. The Honey Badger, Cummins on the wing with Adam Ashley Cooper.
Yeah, plenty of experience, plenty of test caps on the bench. Tatafu Plotter now, Pet Cow and Paddy Ryan's been in sensational form. First time I've seen James Hall on the bench for the Wallabies for a long time. Ben McCalman in really good form for the Western Force. Nick Phipps, Kurtley Beale and no wing reserve, so Pat McCabe will cover the outside backs.
First of 15 games the Wallabies will play in 2014. The build-up to Rugby World Cup 2015 begins in earnest. And we're underway. First of 3 tests. And that's a fine start by Machino. Got it away to Drago, and he has support with him. Immediately, they put it through the hands. Having an early rumble. This is the youngster, Gael Fiku in 13, up towards the halfway. Michalak picks up the South African-born Bernard LaRue. Back to the left they go, Michalak, and the fullback is up, Hugo Bonval.
Gee, Michalak's getting some touches on the ball early.
They go to the short side. Vahamina couldn't control it, and so the Wallabies
big numbers left on it.
Over.
And they do go wide, and it is Folau beat one. Up over halfway, Israel Folau. Fullback on, fullback, and the tackle is good from Bonval. White gets there. Foley. They're up very quickly.
Midfield.
Advantage being played. We've got a man down in back play. It's Stephen Moore, the captain, who's Tamua takes it forward up towards the 22.
Push back.
White. And Simmons. White waits for it, gives it to Palu in his 50th Test match.
More numbers left for Bernard Foley out wide.
And Foley goes to the line, then gives it to Kurandrani. Advantage again for the Wallabies. They work it to the left. And it's Foley. Back to White. Dummies. Puts it on the toe for Cummins to chase, but nothing happening there. So we will come back, and it is a penalty just to the left of the uprights.
3 blue offside.
No problem. Over the black dot it goes. Those bold enough to wear gold in the crowd are happy with that start. It is 3-0.
Stephen Moore getting back to his feet. Midfield now. They're strapping up his medial ligament, which is on the inside of your knee. It's a very tough rooster. You don't want to go off after 3 minutes in the match in your first game as captain, his 92nd Test match.
He is the most experienced Wallaby hooker ever. And there's a mistake from the kick-off.
He's gone, Stephen Moore. He's really struggling in back play.
Oh, that is terribly bad luck for the Wallaby captain. But it is France with an opportunity to hit back through it. Marchionneau getting it out to these big forward runners up towards the 22. LaRue can't find a way through there. Moore making the tackle. Marchionneau, Michalak out the back door it goes, and it is Fofana taken by Kepu. Marchionneau. Riku got it away to his captain, Mas.
Wallaby so far defensively, a little bit unstructured. Field goal.
And they have a crack. And it is over. It's over. So Michalak, you just cannot give him any centimetres whatsoever because he will steal it. And he levels the score at 3-3.
Yeah, wonderful play, Freddie Michalak. Had a couple of cracks at it. They would have liked to have had a few more, but straight through off the post, the left-hand post. Stephen Moore in a lot of trouble in back play. I think he's going to be coming off the field, Kaif.
Definitely is. We've been chatting here. Tatafu Pilota now is ready to come on. He'll be devastated. Steve, you know him really well, Shap. He'd be great devastation for him.
Yeah, I think Steve's the sort of guy who'd be more disappointed because it, disrupts what the team has put in place throughout the week. But I can tell you what, Kaif, he was really battling there in back play, and take a lot for Steve to come off, particularly on a night like this. And let's hope it's not too bad for Australia's sake moving forward. France starting well, though. They're really getting out of the advantage line. And Timmy, as you said, they explored a few options. Michalak sat back in the pocket and decided to take the 3 points that were on offer. And he'll do that again tonight if they get to that same predicament, I'm sure.
Split kick-off again for the Wallabies. Options either side for Bernard Foley.
And he's going to go out to the right. They need plenty of luck in this game at this level. Last year, Stephen Moore started in all 15 Test matches. Started in the first in 2014, but didn't last any more than 5 minutes with a knee injury.
Good pressure. Michael Hooper there, getting through very quickly.
And Michael Hooper has taken over the captaincy. Started as vice-captain with Adam Ashley Cooper, so plenty of responsibility on young shoulders, just 22 years of age. Tatafu Pilota now, well, it's a handy replacement to have. It's his 47th Test appearance. Good line out first up there for the Wallabies.
Yes.
3-3 at Suncorp. Pilota now has it at the back. Now White takes it, gives it to Foley. Kepu. In fact, it was Kurandrani, the big centre, and that's a poor pass over on the far side.
Yeah, the space looked like it was just outside Tavita Kurandrani as well. Good ball from Bernard Foley. He really wanted someone just off his left-hand shoulder. Tavita Kurandrani. It was good tackle from Galfiku, the 20-year-old outside centre for France.
Come in, Blue. Come in.
Ouedraogo, very, very good line-out jumper for France. He'll marshal the troops. Surely takes it.
Contacts in the air. Contacts in the air.
Penalty goes against the Wallabies. Opportunity for France to get it into Australian territory.
Rob Simmons calling the line-out plays for the Wallabies.
Michalak finding touch.
Difficult there. Surely jumped right across the line. Rob Simmons trying to contest, but he can't wrap his arms around his opposite jumper there. As soon as those arms come around him in a hug-type motion before he's hit the ground, that's a penalty immediately. He's got to cut that out.
Another short line out, 5-man line out for the French.
Girardeau finds Maestri. 10-metre mark, Australian territory. Inside ball. Auger got it away. Fiku throws one over the top now. But he can't find a way through Laburis. Scrambling defence by the Wallabies, but exciting play from France. Now it's Michalak. Flat pass. The referee was right on the spot. He says it's okay. Spills out the back. Michalak again. Pops one over the top to Fofana. Fiku on the inside, but now he flicks it up to Maestri.
Must score to the left.
Les Bleus. Oh, they keep it alive, and it's been intercepted by Cummins.
Yes, advantage for a forward pass.
An advantage is being played for a forward pass, and the advantage is now over. It's into touch around about the 10-metre mark, Australian territory. Somehow they were able to defuse that raid by Les Bleus.
Wonderful play by the French. Lovely little set-piece play. Michalak, a lovely little ball back inside. And I thought Fofana was going to come through here, and it went wide. Laburis, they just panicked a bit too much there, the French. They had plenty of options.
They've been working on that inside ball during the warm-up all night. So expect to see lots of it.
Hooper. Now White with the box kick. It'll come down for Felix Laburis. He leaves it behind, and it's been picked up by Hooper. Will play the first knock on by Laburis. Penalty goes to the Wallabies. Scrum penalty.
Down. Losing bind, touch it. Yeah.
Nicholas Mas penalised there, the captain. Just losing his bind on the right-hand side there, on the tight head side. Closest to the referee. From Montpellier, the French club.
Wallabies conceded 7 scrum penalties. 7 scrum penalties in Paris in 2012. They were held scoreless in the second half by France for the first time in 54 years because of a poor scrum. So they'll be pretty happy with that penalty going their way. 11 minutes gone. Bernard Foley. "14 metres in from touch. It's off the uprights. Bouncing around. And eventually it will be placed in goal by Johan Rouget.
Well, the Wallabies only had one chaser. There was Adam Ashley Cooper coming through there for the rebound off the upright. Bernard Foley's first miss for the night. Freddie Michalak to restart play.
And Simmons can't control it.
Rob Simmons didn't have any lifters there whatsoever. He was backing back and was looking for Sekope Kepu to lift him up. Both teams only a short time to prepare for this match.
Plenty of possession for France.
Come in here, Gold. Come in, Gold. Crouch. Bind. Set. Hits and chase, Gold. Hits and chase. Hit and hold, please.
A short arm penalty, so you can't kick for touch and get your own line out back, but Freddie Michalak steps up now. You must take another scrum. It's really your only option.
Just come here.
Both teams just testing each other out. Wallabies
Come closer.
a penalty already in this game, taking the 3 points. Probably getting a little bit ahead of themselves there, trying to push before the ball was in. You can't do that. The scrum's got to be stable these days before the halfback is allowed to feed the ball into the scrum.
Just saw a shot of Wallaby coach Ewan McKenzie down on the sideline.
Bind. Set.
Maxime Genot puts it in for France.
Advantage.
Advantage has been played for France. Bombal.
No advantage. Gold around the corner. Stay straight.
Craig Joubert making sure that the Wallaby team knows. Michael Hooper, the new captain now that Stephen Moore's left the field.
He's got this side first, mate. Keeping the Wallabies from walking around as we see that ball go well and truly into touch. France now with an opportunity to perhaps maul another line-up. They attempted that the last time they were down this end of the field.
They're leaving their second rower, Sharpie Vaha Amamina, in midfield. So once again, another 5-man line-out.
Yeah, in France, they tend to play different roles depending on their jumping abilities. You see France off the top.
Machado to Michalak. Hitting it up in midfield, Sebastian Vahamahina. Switch of play. The kick over the top from Bombal. And claiming the mark there is Adam Ashley Cooper. Keeps it pretty low and straight into the breadbasket of Hugo Bombal. Across to Michalak. They're saying it's knocked back, and now it's out on the full.
Oh, poor play, Freddie Michalak.
40 metres in front. I can't rule on this.
He had a lot of space there too. He's very disappointed in that play. He just can't get into the rhythm, though, Rod Kafer, that he kicks too much ball away tonight for the French, because they've got to play a bit more with ball in hand.
Well, I think they've done that. They've looked to use the width, Tim, with their passing game. They've a little switchback play there moments ago. Their wide passing game's been very good. Their running line's good as you expect. They're really trying to stretch the Wallabies.
Good line out from the Wallabies to Moore. Out of the left they go. Fardy, taken by Shuli. Inside ball from Foley to Cooper.
Girardo, good tackle from the hooker.
Debutant, Carter. Simmons. Slipper. Looking to offload. Goes to ground. White. Looking to snipe.
Numbers left, Israel Folau's lurking.
Sam Carter up to the 22.
Thanks, mate.
Nothing happening down the short side. White. Pick up from Foley, drops it onto the left foot, and comes off one of the French players, but he's playing advantage.
Off your feet. Off your feet. Yeah.
So Bernard Foley now has another chance in a very similar position than his last penalty. Penalty was for the player leaving his feet at the breakdown, but midfield, the French backline players, Wesley Fofana and also Gael Fickou, are racing up midfield and trying to stop the Wallabies going wide and forcing them back infield. Hugo Bombal.
They're turning down the opportunity for 3 points. And Tamua bangs it into touch. 5 or 6 metres out from the corner post.
Back to the back.
The other thing that's quite noticeable about the way that France are defending, they're not competing for the ball at all at the tackle. Letting the Wallabies have it and setting their defensive line well. Sharpie here, Wallabies will be looking for a drive, surely.
Yeah, you think so.
One by Simmons.
Through the middle.
Pops out the back, and White gives it to Foley. Michalak controls him.
Through the middle of the ruck, no problem.
Daniel Shuli, the number 8, coming through the middle of the breakdown.
Onside, Joseph.
Going to come back for Australia, though. Fardy. White. Palu. Hands it off to Simmons. Folau. Dummying. Israel Folau in for the try. First try of the match, his 11th in his Test career, which is only 16 tests old. 2 tries on debut at this ground last year, and he's on the score sheet tonight.
Yeah, wonderful play from the Wallabies. Patient play. Israel Folau's been lurking in behind the breakdown for the last 5 or 6 minutes, and he's been wanting to go to the left-hand side of the field. Lovely play there, and what a ball. I think that was James Slipper. Get an offload away, and Israel Folau so hard to beat one-on-one.
Foley about 5 metres in from touch. And this one's going to hold its line. It's down the middle. Over it goes. So it's 10 points to 3.
Just some combinations early the Wallabies are trying to work on. Nick White, also Bernard Foley. Nick White likes to dart around the edge of the breakdown. His forward runners need to know he's going to do that and get there quickly to support him.
It's the least experienced 9, 10 and 12 combo to play in Australia since 1994 against the New Zealanders. So not a lot of experience there. And the body on the line was the try scorer for Folau.
That's better from Wycliffe. Palu needs to get involved.
Val doing a good job to keep it in the field of play. Michalak kicking. Now to Folau. Slight fumble, but he just manages to hold on. Across it goes to Foley. Kicks down the centre of the park. Michalak.
That's good play from Bernard Foley. Saw the space in the middle. Maxine Machino, the halfback, covered it well.
They won't be overly happy with that exit. The Wallabies coming out of their own half. They've spent a lot of time this week and even last year really making sure they get out of their own end, getting up the other end of the field so they're out of the danger zone. They'll need to work on that.
Good win from Carter to Mua. Throwing the dummy is Foley. Making the tackle for Fana.
That's a good run from Matt Tamura across the advantage line.
Short side, Adam Ashley Cooper. Simmons up over halfway. Just holding on to one leg was Nicholas Mas. Oli Tamura. Gurandrani straightened. Good defence, France. Now it's Foley running to the line again. Copped a high one there. Reckless tackle, playing advantage. As White now gives it to Foley, drops it onto the left foot, and chasing is Nick Cummins. He's taken 5 metres out. It's still there for the Wallabies, though. And they drive towards the line, looking for their second try. Carter gives it to Kepu. Kepu, 5 metres out. White, now Simmons, not Simmons, Slipper in his 50th. Foley lunging for the line.
Onside, your blue. Find me.
White. It comes back for Tamura. He throws it out to Adam Ashley Cooper. Simple try in the end. 27th test try for Australia. Adam Ashley Cooper in his 92nd test.
Yeah, it was good play from Nick White, good vision. He was picking the right runners. Defensively, the French were numbering up, but in the end, I'm not sure who it was racing up. Might have been Galficou looking for the intercept in midfield. Bernard Foley putting a lovely little kick through. Just didn't sit up for Nick Cummins. Did extremely well to get it back. And then a lovely ball out wide. Yeah, Galficou was coming through for the intercept and really unsettled defensively their pattern for the French. And Adam Ashley Cooper, as he does, finishing brilliantly.
Foley trying to bring it round again. It's off the right hand upright for the second time tonight.
Stephen Moore, ice on his left knee there, medial ligament strain. Hope it's not too bad for him. The 81st Wallaby captain, and left the field after 3.5 minutes.
15 points to 3. Andy lead for the Wallabies as Michalak kicks off. Taken by Simmons. And the penalty. Obstruction against the Wallabies.
3 goals in front of the ball carrier. 3 goals in front of the ball carrier.
Also penalising Suncorp Kepu being in front of the ball carrier. I think Suncorp Kepu was the one also who lifted Rob Simmons.
He did, Timmy, and he clearly stepped around too far. He got his body in between the French defender and Rob Simmons, and as soon as it happened, penalisable offence. You could see Joubert nailed him straight away.
Frederic Michalak hasn't played for 4 weeks. He plays for the French club Toulon, where Matt Kiddo and also Drew Mitchell are playing with Johnny Wilkinson. Won the Heineken Cup final a couple of weeks ago, and then the top 14 final last weekend. Michalak didn't play, but wanted to stay and support his team. Only got out here Tuesday afternoon.
367 points for France. 380 is the record. And Michalak, no problem from there. Narrows the gap, 15 points to 6. Something for the French in the crowd to cheer about.
French reserves there. Morgan Parra, reserve halfback.
Coming down for the number 8. Damien Shuli on the 22. Machino over the top to Folau. Foley. Certainly not frightened to take it into contact, the fly half. Stand-in skipper, Michael Hooper. Simmons Fardy.
You see the French non-competing at the breakdown.
Carter. Not sure if he tried to offload that to Cummins or whether it popped out the back, but it's going to be a scrum feed to France.
Yeah, the Wallabies forwards are just struggling to find their rhythm with their runners that are coming around the corner off Nick White. Defensively, the French forward pack are sprinting out across the field and not attacking at the breakdown, which is giving them more numbers in defence.
Boys, they're not great at this stage. Closer and steady, please.
Yeah, Timmy, perhaps a bit of an idea. The Wallabies, they might start to look at the pick and drive, going through the centre there if they're spreading out and fanning and waiting for their runners to come around the corner. They might have to look at that and readjust their strategy as the game wears on.
Set.
Penalty against France on their put-in.
Bind down.
Will it come around? Oh, shaves the upright on the wrong side. So it's still 15 points to 6.
Well, the French so far have only had 39% of the possession in this match. They had a lot of it in the first 5 to 7 minutes. They need to get their hands back on the ball to get themselves back into this game.
Mistake by the Wallabies.
Advantage over.
Advantage is over as LaRue has a run. Machino carried back into the 22 to Michalak. One bounce into touch.
That's smart play.
All his line-out so far has been very strong. The change of hooker hasn't affected things too much. It's a good sign. They need that part of their set piece to be a really stable source of possession for them. You see Rob Simmons doing a good job so far.
5-man line out again. Wycliffe Parley waiting midfield.
The right out again. White kicking. Coming down for Rouget. Claiming the mark inside the 22.
10.
Just a bit long from Nick White. Right option, Nick Cummins coming through. Johan Rouget did well.
I'll be happy with that. Good result now. A great opportunity for the Wallabies to utilise their line out and release the ball to the back line. They've gone back to a more traditional line out, 7-man all in, scrum half and half back. We're going to win it quickly, get it off the top. Nick Cummins ready in the back line for a run.
Win by Simmons. It's good work. A drive behind Cummins. Now it's Foley. And Folau beat one, as he usually does. Over the 22 he goes. Carter.
Oh, no room there for Sam Carter.
Hit pretty hard by Maestri, but it's still there for the Wallabies. And a good ball out to Simmons. Handballed over. A clear run to the line. Michael Hooper. Showtime, Australia. They'll check something upstairs.
Obviously lost pass.
They're checking to see if the pass was flicked on. I think it was Bernard Foley out wide, flicked it on. Whether that pass has gone forward. Michael Hooper, 30-metre run to the try line. Rob Simmons. No, to Vita Kurandrani it was, just flicking it on to Michael Hooper. Some lovely hands through that play, though, by the Wallaby backline. Has that ball gone forward? That's the question they're asking.
Closer look at it.
It was good pressure from Maxine Machinel, the halfback.
Television match official is Ben Skeen from New Zealand. No problem with the grounding.
Broadcaster has confirmed all angles have been shown.
Right, Ben, from where we're standing, we believe it does go from the guy's hand in a forward direction. Does that line up with what you're seeing?
Craig, can I just show you another angle on that, please?
Right,
another
okay,
replay.
Yeah. Sure, we'll just have another look.
Well, the very experienced Craig Joubert and Chris Pollock, the assistant, think it went forward. Television match official is not so certain.
Well, if it goes back to the referee, he'll rule it going forward. The assistant referee, he stands on the
I've seen
sideline.
enough of those. So having another closer look, I actually believe you're quite right. It does go from his hand backward, certainly not forward, and therefore I'm awarding a try.
Craig, I completely agree that there is no clear or obvious pass forward. You may award the try.
Okay, thank you.
Try to the Wallabies and to Michael Hooper. It was the high shot that showed that came out of the back of the hands initially.
Yeah, early on, it was good pass too from Bernard Foley. Quick hands. Because the French backs are racing up midfield and trying to shut the Wallabies down before they get the opportunity to go wide. Vita Kurandrani flicking the ball on Michael Hooper, one of the fastest players in the team. Bernard Foley, 2 from 4. Takes the kicking duties back.
Just a couple of metres in from touch. 3 tries already for the Wallabies. 2 from 5 in the goal kicking department. And this one is over. 22 points to 6. Wallabies over France.
Obviously firmly in control of the game now. Wallabies just need to keep the foot on the throat. Neil McKenzie won't be happy if they take it off at all. Let's see if they can do it.
So Michalak kicks off. No pressure on Simmons this time.
Good charge, Wycliffe Palu getting himself involved in the match.
Vardy. White in the pocket is Foley. He's pretty long with it. That's the halfway. The French with some work to do here. Michalak a little flat. Bombal still on the halfway.
And they're flat-footed. They need some momentum here, the French. Need some forward runners to get across the advantage line.
Use it!
Drago. 6 from halfway.
Big hit, Sam Carter, midfield.
Machado looks up and spots the gap, and it is into touch.
Again, very suspect clearance from the Wallabies. Kick-off receipt went nicely. They just didn't get the result they would have been looking for from that clearing play out of their own half. And again, they're going to be forced to win this line out.
I think what's happening, Sharpie, is they're not getting far enough past the 22, are they, in their restart receipts?
Another good win by Simmons.
Through the
at
middle,
back.
fine.
It's up in the air.
Turn over good.
So Domingo grabs it for France. Good turnover. Girardeau. Quick hands for Fana. Oh, just lost his footing over the 22. And then a slight fumble.
6 goal offside, previous maul.
No advantage. So they'll come back to the previous maul, the spot of the previous maul, and it's a penalty to France.
Yeah, Scott
6 goal,
Fardy
never onside.
penalised for the Wallabies.
It's another good strike. Flags are up again for Frederic Michelin. First test in Australia since 2005. Made his test debut against South Africa in 2001. So he's been around for a long time.
Okay, thanks, Ben.
22 points to 9.
Work, mate.
You see Bernard Foley there. He's got forward runners to the right and left, so he can choose where he'd like to go. First kick of the game went straight down the middle of the field. Tavita Kurandrani coming through.
It's a good take from Damien Shuley. Michelin taking the tackle.
Use it!
Machado. Into touch around about the halfway mark. 3 minutes remaining.
Backy, great clearance. Wallabies play on quickly.
Adam Ashley Cooper did extremely well.
White. And now Slipper. Taken by Girardeau. Tamua. The ball and all tackled. White. Deep one out. Kurandrani.
Flat-footed Tavita Kurandrani.
Nowhere to go. Slipper. Oh, good hands there from his Queensland teammate Simmons.
Through the middle,
And
fine.
White to Palu. Got away from one. The tackle of Chuli. Slipper to Folau. He takes some stopping. Good tackle at the end from Fiku. Foley, flat pass, and running through the hole is Simmons. Needs support. It's not there. Clean out was a bit late, so a turnover to France. Oh, and that's a poor pass for Labouris. Well, they're going to go upstairs here to see if the French have absolutely butchered that one and offered up a 5-pointer to the Wallabies.
Ben, you're in the frame. Try no try, please.
Checking footage, try no try.
Yeah, thanks.
A brain explosion from the French.
Machino, I think it was, the halfback. He wanted to go back to the right-hand side, then he went left. He only had one player there. Labouris. Oh, missed it there and missed it there. That's try time. Manny Tamua pouncing, putting pressure on. Labouris just couldn't pick it up. He wanted to actually place it down.
It was comical in the end. And Tamua says, well, if you don't want it, I'll take it. I'll take the 5 points. Looks like it's going to be his 3rd test try.
Is that downward pressure there?
That's what they're looking at, that first time it went across the line, Cove, yep.
Could go either way here.
Oh, it's got to be a try.
Labouris. Has he got any downward pressure there?
He's trying to pick that up, Cav, surely.
He's definitely trying to pick it up. Just needed to push it down. No question, Matt Tamua's got downward pressure.
Craig, I have a decision.
Yeah, standing by, Ben.
You may award the try.
Thanks.
4th try to the Wallabies. Foley. Another 2 points. 29 points to 9. It's Australia over France.
Just from the sideline, France really need to be careful they don't go away here. Their body language is telling me they're looking a little bit frazzled. They're losing their way a little bit, and some mistakes starting to creep in. It could be an ugly night for them if they continue on this vein.
Well, you think that their coach, Philip St-Andre, may change a few people at half-time or just after half-time to get some fresh legs on.
Good carry from Slipper. 2 seconds remaining in the first half.
It's James Slipper's 5th carry for this half.
Foley happy to put it into touch as the half-time siren sounds. So that is the biggest points haul in the first half on home soil for the Wallabies since 2007. 4 tries. Folau, Ashley Cooper, Hooper and Tamua. And the drop goal and 2 penalties to France. So 29 points to 9. Michael Hooper, the captain at the moment in this Wallaby team, because Stephen Moore had to leave the field with a knee injury. He'll have scans later. Hopefully it's not a long-term injury to the new Wallaby captain. Moore.
Outside.
29 points to 9. And Tamua. Kicks pretty long. Damien Shuley will run it back towards halfway. Got rid of Foley, and over halfway he goes. Onval over the top and almost regathers. Cummins is there. He's taken by Gael Fiku.
Inside here, blue. Advantage over.
Cliffy playing his 50th Test match. Dropping back into the pocket again is Tamua.
Now there's a bit of space for the French. Freddie Michalak.
Michalak running it back to the halfway. Cross field. He was an easy target for Fardy. LaRue to the 10-metre mark. Us, the captain. Sebastian Mahina. Penalty goes against the attacking team. Good work by the Wallabies.
He's on his feet.
Good work, Scotty Fardy. Did extremely well, last man off the ground. French penalised for not releasing the ball. Ewan McKenzie, the coach of the Wallaby team, talking to Stephen Moore on the sideline. The French forwards are just too flat-footed with their play, and Scotty Fardy was allowed to get across, make the tackle and get over the ball very quickly. Amamina was the one that was caught with the ball flat-footed.
French reserves
Look like they're climbing up the Wes, Tour de France.
To Tafu Pelota now. Line out 30 metres out. And again, the line out works well for the Wallabies. A flat pass to Kurandrani. They just managed to shut him down. Now it's Fardy, flings one over the top, and the bounce is okay in the end for the Honey Badger. Pelota now. Tackled by Maestri.
Big numbers to the right if Matt Tamua can get the ball quickly. It's slow ball for Nick White.
Penalty goes against the Wallabies this time.
Player. On his feet, all the rights, holding on.
Noticeable change in the French tactics now, much heavier on the ball. First few rucks, they're really starting to compete. First half, they just left it alone. Philippe St-Andre's obviously said to them at half-time, let's get stuck in at the breakdown. Don't give the Wallabies that easy front foot ball that they can just utilise the power and pace in their back line to capitalise on.
Line-out will be about 3 or 4 metres inside Wallaby territory. French haven't come back from a half-time deficit to beat the Wallabies since 1989. Might have been the tour year on Tim Hall.
Oh, I think it was, we won the one in Strasbourg, the first test, second test in Lille. We were in front at half-time.
good hands in the end from Huget on halfway. Bachelot. Mass. Guado. Amahina is keeping it tight. Shuli.
He's been good, Damien Shuli. Number 8 for France. Plenty of runs.
That pass there from Michalak. For Drago. Simple stuff, but need some meters.
Just trying to get some momentum now, the French. Girardeau, pick and drive, and trying to bring the Wallaby defensive players in closer.
Lewis. And that's a good ball. Flat pass, but the gap soon closed.
Sam Carter did well.
13th phase for the French.
Oh,
big tackle.
Palu.
Palu special. Now it goes out to Fiku. Plenty of gold jerseys around him, but he got away from Tamua. Machado and Fofana. Leading up is Bonval.
Good pressure from Michael Hooper coming through on Wesley Fofana. Up to the 16th phase now.
Michalak to his captain. Michalak again, cut out pass. Oh, and then it all comes to nothing. Domingo drops it. Cole. Scrums have been a bit of a mess tonight. That's only the second completed scrum for the match so far as Palu has a run. The debutant. Good carry from Sam Carter. Offload from Folau. Back to White. Popped out. Sloppy from the Wallabies, but Hooper's going to try and settle things and then loses it forward. Handball back.
Advantage, Blue.
Still playing advantage.
Advantage over.
Advantage is now over. Bonval.
Bonval was about to get cut in half from Tafu Pelota now. He did well.
Uze throws a wild one back into the centre of the field for Wesley Fofana. And he's on the 22. Nowhere at the moment, France. There's the kick under a bit of pressure from Machado. And it sits up for Folau running onto it. Girardeau made the tackle. White. Slipper at the back. Foley, quick hands, poor pass, but cleaned up by Ashley Cooper, one of the 4 try scorers in the first half. Set things up again. Simmons. Seba. Tackled by Johan Maestri. Foley Tamura. Cummins.
Cummins hasn't seen a lot of ball tonight. Needs to start roving around in behind Matt Tamura, looking for a bit more ball.
And Foley pops it up. Misread that one. Girardeau. Back to Michalak. Rouget.
Use it.
Archenot. LaRue.
Onside 10. Not out. No.
Going into scrum half is Fofana. They want to get out of there at long last. The kick from Michalak.
Nick White back at fullback was Israel Folau was up in the line.
Fullback. Hugo Bonval tackled on halfway.
Use it.
Michalak.
It's really slow ball for the French. They need to either pick and drive and get in behind the Wallaby defensive line, or a little chip over the top, try and break this defensive line. LaRue taking it forward.
Almost to the halfway. Now it's Mass. Just no penetration. Michelo trying to get something going on the left. Gives it to Felix Laguis. Still around that halfway mark. Shadow, Michelak. Gave it to Ouedraogo.
7 goals, let it go!
Well read defensively from Suncorp Kepu.
Is it?
Surely to Domingo. Shadow dribbles it out the back. Ouedraogo under some pressure. So they've lost 10 metres. And the kick over the top from Michelak, read there by Foley on halfway.
It was the right idea. That's what they needed to do.
Kurandrani starts to move. And throws a pretty ordinary pass in the end.
Oh, it was the right idea too, because he stood up a couple of players.
Let's go sideline. Rod Kafer has a very special guest, Wallaby coach Ewan McKenzie.
Ewan, you're happy with that first half? The team played pretty well, lots of points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we did a good job of playing down their end, and we kept them under pressure. So yeah, we converted some of those pressure moments, which is good. You know, I think there's inevitably going to be some errors, but I think we've been pretty positive.
Stephen Moore, how is he?
Yeah, he's got to obviously hurt his knee. Hopefully it's a medial injury, and he'll get a scan straight after the game, so we'll know a bit more.
Expectations now in this second half. What do the Wallabies need to do to keep in front?
Well, aware that they're going to play with all the risk that they're accustomed to. So we need to be disciplined and keep doing the basics well. We think there's opportunities off turnovers. We've got some good guys on the bench, so we'll obviously introduce them and see how we go.
Enjoy.
Thanks, mate.
Adam Ashley Cooper, and he's got Cummins over the 22. Cummins for the corner, pulled down, centimetres out. Kurandrani head down, tries to burrow his way over. To the short side they go. Ashley Cooper, has he got a double?
He's pretty heavy, Adam Ashley Cooper. I think he's got there.
Well, got to be penalty try, regardless.
Yeah.
Michelak offside.
I couldn't tell whether he got onside. He's definitely coming back. It's too hard to tell. It's tight. He's offside. There's nothing.
That's right. Ben.
Yes, Craig.
You're in the frame, so two things we're looking at. I don't believe it has been grounded, but have a look at that second. First, we're looking at blue 10 coming back, whether he gets back to an onside position before making the tackle.
Checking footage first to see if blue 10 has affected a tackle from an offside position.
Yeah.
Great break from Adam Ashley Cooper, though, midfield.
Yeah.
Done so much of that this year with the New South Wales Waratahs. He actually had, I think it was Bernard Foley on his right-hand side, unmarked. He didn't see him. Probably just passed a little bit too early to Nick Cummins. Lovely break. Has he got this over the line? Pick and drive. Matt Tamua, look on the right-hand side. Matt Tamua with his arm up. Let the ball go to Nick Cummins. Did really well to stay in field. Bonval, a good tackle. French fullback. Tavita Kurandrani having a go. Then Adam Ashley Cooper just stays on the left-hand side. And then does he get this down? Frederick Michelak.
Was Michelak onside was one of the questions to the television match official.
Yeah, and it begs the question, is it a penalty try? Because had he not been there, AAC would have gone straight over, you'd assume.
Doesn't look like he's got that down. You watch on the left-hand side of your screen, Freddie Michelak, the number 10 for France, trying to get back onside. Here he comes now, just before Adam Ashley Cooper gets the ball. So you would say if it's a no try, Clarkie, probably a penalty to the Wallabies potentially. The space was out to the right when Tavita Kurandrani actually picked the ball up.
So Michelak, was he onside when the ball came out?
Well, he never got back onside, and that's pretty clear. And if he wasn't there,
It'll be a try for sure.
it'll be a try for sure. It has to be a penalty try. Michelak almost gets back onside here.
He's out now.
Almost not good enough, though, Rod Kafer. I'm with you, penalty try for mine.
Now they'll check the grounding.
Okay, Ben, I think what you'd like you to show me again is the angle, this one. Sorry, I missed that. I need to see that again.
He did make a pretty good effort, though, to get back on side, but you've got to be behind the last feet of that ruck. That's over the line, and the ball is held up.
As the ball comes out the ruck, ask the producer to do that.
So it's not about the question whether the ball was grounded. It's the question where Freddie Michalak, was he back on side when he made the tackle on Adam Ashley Cooper?
It's out there, and Michalak not on side when White picked the ball up.
Got to be a penalty try. He's not there. 2-on-1, Adam Ashley Cooper. Nick Cummins, one of those two scores for sure.
Still looking at offside.
I think it's the orange boot you can see there is the last foot, and that's where Freddie Michalak needed to retire to. He never does. He's in an offside position, never got onside. He's a metre out from the line. Adam Ashley Cooper's 50 centimetres off the ground. If he wasn't there, I suspect he scores the try. It's a pretty simple one for mine. Let's get on with the game.
Well, there's got to be no doubt in the referee's mind, if he awards a penalty try, that a try was going to be scored. Bonval was there as well, a fullback making a tackle.
Okay, Ben, so we've got a particularly marginal situation where originally 10 blue doesn't appear to be onside. Then at the last minute, I do believe he brings his second foot back into an onside position before he makes the tackle. So I'm actually comfortable that he's done enough for that to be considered onside, and we go on to a non-grounding. How does that sound to you?
Craig, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I believe he has put himself onside,
yeah,
and without any evidence of a grounding.
Yeah.
So after all that, Michalak did enough to get onside before making the tackle.
Do it now.
It wasn't grounded, so we're going to have a 5-metre scrum.
Set. Hits and chase.
Well, what a waste after all that.
Falling over, hitting and chasing.
Second time tonight, the Wallabies will be penalised for hitting and chasing, not letting the scrum just settle. They want to put some real pressure on this line out and pin the French in their own territory. Take back that try that Adam Ashley Cooper was denied earlier.
A couple of changes for the Wallabies as well. Kepu is off, so Paddy Ryan is on, and Waikapalu, his 50th Test match is over. He's been replaced by Ben McKelman. So Simmons gives it to White, down to Foley. Quick recycle for White, the new man from the Western Force, Ben McKelman.
James Slipper again. He's been superb. Needs to fight to get to the ground, though. Galfiku holding him up.
Now it's there for White. Vardy. Ryan. Foley. Inside ball from Tamua. Ashley Cooper. Folau. Great ball and a great finish from Nick Cummins. The Honey Badger has a bit of meat at Suncorp. Beautiful to watch.
A good set-piece play from the Wallabies. A decoy play. Because defensively, the French had about 10 players there in that defensive line. Put a ball in behind. Nick Cummins waited at the right moment. And then there's Israel Folau. Nice little switch play with Nick Cummins. Watch the play here. Bernard Foley putting a lovely ball back inside. Quick hands from Matt Tamua. Israel Folau, show and go on the outside, back to Nick Cummins. Good try from the Wallabies.
Nicely worked, and they restructured their attack. The Wallabies were a bit flat-footed on the short side and allowed the back line to get some depth. And then they created that penetration with Adam Ashley Cooper running one line, Israel Folau on the outside. And it is just a beautiful deft touch from Matt Tamua. his distribution skills and his strength in the midfield draws people to him. Israel Folau benefits on the end of the line with a little switch back to Nick Cummins, and he finishes nicely.
Yeah, plenty of bodies in motion there. You like that. It forces the French defenders to have to make decisions. And you see there, surely he chased down on Matty Tumura. He opened that hole up on the inside for Adam Cooper, and that led to the try. France in trouble.
The Australian cricket team sitting down here, they're delighted by the Nick Cummins try. Australian cricket team sitting right in behind Sharpie and I, and they are thrilled with the try.
Foley, 10 metres in from touch. And this one is over. So, scoreline looking very good now for the Wallabies. 36 points to 9. Nick Cummins, 4 tries in his last 4 Test matches.
Yeah, has done a lot of ball to play with tonight, Nick Cummins, but when you're playing outside a guy like Israel Folau, it was lovely hands too from Adam Cooper to be able to get the ball away in traffic to Israel Folau. Rob Simmons putting that one down.
13 away. Yeah.
Shame for Rob Simmons. He's had a really good game tonight. His line-out work's been completely dominant. Plenty of carries, involvements, defence.
One of the criticisms we gain from time to time, Sharp, is he gives away a lot of penalties, doesn't he? And he knows he does it. He just seems to keep doing it.
That's right, Cav. He's like a good up-inside flanker in a different position, I suppose. He's pushing those limits, and you're right. Certain games gets penalised a little bit too much, but you've got to temper that with the ability of still getting in and treating every line-out or maul as a contest. You see France mauling away.
The Rob Simmons down in back play, so the Wallabies 1 short at line-out time.
And the French desperate for their first try in this match. Need to kickstart their tour. We can go from the new man, from Kart. Running onto it is Maestri. From Kart. LaRue coughs it up. Carter was there.
There's a tackle from Matt Tamua on Flonkart.
And White looks for the safety of the touchline on the far side. So Sam Carter, Johnny on the spot there to pick the ball up and having a pretty good debut. Sam Carter, he completes the latest father-son Wallaby pairing, first since Jake and Pat Howard since 1993.
He's the top tackler at the moment for the Wallabies. 14 tackles so far in this match. 5 runs as well. Mum and Dad here from Corindai, country New South Wales, watching.
People in Tamworth up the road will be pretty happy too to see Paddy Ryan on there. Good to see the country boys in gold. Shuley, he's tried hard, the number 8. Now it is through the hands out wide and up from fullback is Bob Val. Good defence though. Advantage for France. And that is going to beat everybody into touch. No advantage there.
Penalties for Tavita Kurandrani not rolling away from the breakdown.
Next ball.
He was the one who made the big tackle. Bang, there it was. Tavita Kurandrani on Wesley Fofana.
He was trying to roll away. He was trying to roll over the top of him. France really not offering a great deal in attack tonight. They haven't troubled the Wallabies more than on 1 or 2 occasions. They're going to have to go away, have a think about things, and turn up to this next game ready to go. As we see, this is probably their first or second attacking opportunity in the second half with some decent field position and some possession.
Wallabies not the only Australian team at the stadium tonight. The cricketers are here as well. Ryan Harris spotted first on the big screen.
Dave Warner there, Mitchell Johnson, Brad Haddon. They've got a training camp up here in Brisbane for 2 weeks. They've had a big day. They played golf this morning. Went out to Eagle Farm for the Stradbroke Day, the races that were on today, and then here tonight as well. So a very big day for the boys.
They've got a crowd favourite in the Honey Badger. They absolutely love him. Every time he touches the ball, they go up in chorus.
So Fiku hitting it up in midfield by Chanot to Francard. Can the Wallabies hold them out? Inside ball, Kabati.
20 goals!
Chanot, Michalak. Fofana. That's a poor pass for Bouget.
Roll away, 20!
Oh, terrible pass again.
Numbers, here we go.
Kurandrani to Folau. Inside ball. Ashley Cooper.
They regroup well, France.
Oh, and then the diving pass there. But it's going to be a penalty anyway.
Machinot was the halfback for French, getting offside. See Peck Cowan warming up on the sideline. Also Kirtley Beale right in front of you, Kaif.
Yeah, Kirtley and Nick Phipps all here, ready to go on. Peck Cowan in multicoloured headgear, keen to get into the action.
Well, it's been a few years since he played in the Wallaby Gold. Wonderful season so far for the Force.
Interesting to see where Kirtley Beale goes to, whether he goes to 10. And Matt Tamua staying at 12.
Time off goal subs.
So Matt Tamua leaving the field, so Bernard Foley will stay at fly half and Kirtley Beale will be at inside centre where they play for the Waratahs. Well played, those three, especially James Slipper on his birthday. A wonderful effort.
So going to be double celebrations for him. Foley. Phipps. McElman. Ouedraogo makes the tackle. Beale first touch. Not a good pass there. A lot of traffic, a lot of pressure on Kurandrani, so he coughed it up. Fofana. Bruce Gulan flings one over. And Babal gets up and has another crack. Good run from Shuli.
He's played well tonight. Damien Shuli, number 8.
Fofana. Michalak. There's obstruction there. Antoine Baban was able to get into the clear. I think it was Debati that might have been in front. It was Debati. 36-9.
Yeah, Timmy Shuli's been fantastic tonight in a beaten team. Carried well, his line-out's been very, very tidy. Plenty of work. Expect to see him in the team again next week, no doubt.
Yeah, I think it'll be a different French team next week when some of the players obviously played in the top 14 final last Saturday, haven't been selected in this team. Thierry Dussetois coming back from injury. Louis Picamole as well.
On the ball, please. Maintain the gap. Blue, don't close.
Goodwin McElman. Phipps.
5 blue.
Good run, Paddy Ryan.
Phipps. They're running into the gap. There's Hooper. And he's got Phipps with him. Inside the 22, the Wallabies. Carter. Oh, and then the penalty goes against the attacking team.
Put it down. Entry 20, 18.
Frustrating there. Great charge from Sam Carter. Really starting to bustle along, making some metres in his carries as the game's opened up. Paddy Ryan just a legal entry from the side. It's a shame Australia was well and truly on the front foot there.
Great break from Michael Hooper. Runs that line really, really well. Just that one outside the tighter forwards. couple of guys on his inside, just on that little unders line back at the ball, and Hooper just spots that gap that the third defender in the French line steps across.
Look at the line breaks there. Just one for the French, so many for the Wallabies. That's why they're leading 36 points to 9. They'll do it all again in Melbourne next week. It runs through the legs by France. Folau. Kept in by Rouget. Milan. Straight up in the air. Cummins. Courageous take. Just inside French territory. It's Phipps.
Ben McCollum going in a half-back slow ball again.
Foley to Beale. Delivers a beautiful ball to Kurandrani. Beale is racing up on his outside, and Curtly Beale scores the try for the Wallabies.
What a handy player to come off the bench, Curtly Beale. Bernard Foley started a little decoy play, which gives the Wallaby back line a bit more depth to play with. And just watch the line in support that Curtly Beale runs here. For all the junior rugby players, after you give a pass, watch the line that Curtly Beale takes and tracks through on Tavita Kurandrani. Decoy play behind, Beale gives it wide, and then inside, Curtly Beale just tracks him. Does he go left? Does he go right? He stays on the left-hand side. A lovely pass from Tavita Kurandrani to put Curtly Beale over.
Wallabies have used that second wave play really well tonight. At first, in the first half, they really struggled to get it going, but as this game's worn on, the last sort of 10 or 15 minutes, we saw the Nick Cummins try come off it with Adam Ashley Cooper running an inside line and players holding their width and depth on the outside. And there we saw it again. And the support play from Curtly was really nice. Tavita Kurandrani, a little no-look pass, did exactly what he needed to do when you're in space. Once you get in space, you've got to make decisions. And he did the right thing. He just pinned it at the fullback, drew him, and threw the offload at the right time for Curtly Beale.
Wesley Fofana was the one that got stood up. The inside centre for the French. It was 2-on-2, but it was the angle that Tavita Kurandrani went off his left foot and straightened the attack up.
Bernard Foley looking to add the extras. And it holds its line again, so 43 points to 9.
Well, there's one Wallaby supporter that's had enough. Now into sleep. Plenty of Wallaby supporters here, be just over 36,000 people in at Suncorp Stadium.
So 6 tries. And that's the most tries by the Wallabies on Australian soil since the win over Fiji back in 2010. Folau, he has 1 of the 6 tries.
Good positional play from Israel Folau off the restarts. Stands midfield to take those high balls.
Ashino is off, and a very handy replacement is on there in Morgan Parra from Clermont. And here we go with Folau. There's plenty of options. And it's the new man, Pat McCabe. He snuck on the field. And he is over for a 5-pointer. 48 points to 9. With the kick to come from right in front, and there is time for more.
Well, Pat McCabe just come onto the field just after the try. Curtly Beale, it's his 5th test try. Pat McCabe playing on the right wing. The Wallabies shifting wide again. Israel Folau once again standing up. Wesley Fofana. Unselfish from Israel Folau. Positioned himself really well. Saw Pat McCabe on his right-hand side. And the Wallabies with no specialist winger. Pat McCabe coming on and playing on the right wing and getting his first try.
Yeah, the idea correct from the Wallabies. And I tell you what, they would absolutely love having Israel Folau. They know if they get the ball out to space, generally with a bit of room to move. Israel's going to beat one-on-one defender just about every single time, and if he doesn't offload, he's going to go straight through the middle, causing havoc like that. It's officially become a rout for the French tonight.
And that brings up the half-century with the Australian cricketers in the stand and plenty of supporters wearing gold. They are delighted with this one. When the Wallabies scored a 30-point victory at Suncorp, this venue, back in 2008 against France, it was the biggest win over Les Bleus in Australia. Oh, I think the tears might be welling up in those French eyes. So this is going to be a record-breaking night on Australian soil for the Wallabies against France.
Turnover good.
The turnover is good, and so we might see a little bit of the French passion finally coming through here if they can just get their first try. Spinning out of the tackle there was Perard, and
I think he was pretty close. Morgan Perard
held up.
Yep. Ben, you're in the frame.
Yes, Craig.
I believe a try has been scored unless you can give me a reason otherwise.
Checking footage for a reason.
Yeah.
Is any part of the ball on the white line there? That's what the television match official is looking for. It's short there. Corner post cam.
I have no clear reason.
Yeah. Excellent. I've seen a part of the ball on the try line, so it's a try.
Try at long last to France. A little happier now, their fans. Michalak. It's a good strike. And it's over. So he moves into second on the all-time point-scoring list for France. Still a long way to go to put respectability on the scoreline, though. 50 points to 16 at the moment.
Well, in 2010 in Paris, the Wallabies won 59-16. Drew Mitchell 3 tries in that match. Still 7 minutes to go in this test match.
Fell out, making the quick throw in. Back it goes to Phipps and Foley. And there's a charge down, so it's play on. The French have it just inside Australian territory. Michalak looks up.
Nick Cummins positioned himself beautifully there.
Check on front, Polly.
He'll run it back into the traffic, 5 short of halfway. Oh, that's poor out the back, and it's towed through from Fofana. Foley losing his footing, and it's been picked up now by the 22, Lamara. Gets it out now to Tabati. Real opportunity here for the French, but have they turned it over? They've knocked it on.
Kick forward and showing man scrum.
We'll have the scrum.
Okay.
Wallaby put in.
And Nick Phipps just getting his arm touched as he threw that ball to the left and the ball going to the ground. I think the reserves, though, you'd say Sharpie have come on and actually made a difference for the French, haven't they?
They definitely have. They've brought a bit of energy to the game, and you can see here that they haven't given up the ghost, which is a good sign for next week for them. They're going to come back and bounce back strongly. There's no doubt about that. A few team changes. They'll look to really contest next week. Just coming back to the scrum that's about to pack here. The Wallabies set piece has been very, very good tonight, and it's an area that I think France perhaps would have thought they would add an edge.
Phipps puts it in, takes it out, gives it to Cummins. Beale. Coming forward is Bruce Delon.
18 away, 19.
Durban. Good run. And he offloads. Oh, and then they got it up. Fofana couldn't control it. Wasted opportunity.
Go, no, 16. One edge. One is over.
Bryce Delan, again, another chance.
Tolofua is on there in 16. Young hooker.
It's half for pulling out. Solid tackle midfield.
4 guards, 4. No. Use it.
Barra. Barra offloading. Putting through the hands. Takes the youngster, Tolofua, to get them over the advantage line, and good support by Lamara back on the inside, and good hands from Maestri. No, it's gone forward.
Advantage over.
And Cummins goes to ground.
Ball out.
Cowan.
There it comes, Blue.
Bulan.
This goes straight down the middle of the field. This could go dead.
They'll watch it go over the chalk into touch and goal, so they'll come back to where he kicked it from. 3 minutes remaining, 50 points to 16. Wallabies over France.
Well, the Wallaby coaching staff will be pretty happy. 33,000 just over at Suncorp Stadium. Will McKenzie, Andrew Blades, also Jim Mackay, the attack coach, has done really well with the set-piece plays from the Wallaby back line.
Coming into tonight, the Wallabies had lost their 2 previous encounters at Suncorp. They had never lost 3 in a row at this venue, so they keep that record intact. Remember, the Wallabies failed to score more than 2 tries in a home test last year. They had 6 internationals. So in their first test in 2014, they have 7 tries already. That's the penalty.
Overextending, tight head goal.
Goes against the scrum.
Overextending.
Paddy Ryan, second penalty tonight. Overextending. Probably a bit worried about chasing his feet up. He was penalised earlier for that. He's going to need to adjust moving forward.
A bit of a concern for both teams is the missed tackles in this match. 30 missed tackles for France and 23 for the Wallabies, and that's one area that Ewan McKenzie will look at. Nick Scrivenger, the defence coach, will want to look at how they set their structure up defensively, just falling off a couple of first up tackles.
Christophe Tolofua throwing into the line out. Coming away with it is Babang. Barra, inside ball, bit of a no-look pass to Vincent Depati. They're still trying, the French. Fofana.
Use it.
Pick and go here. Slimani.
Advantage over.
3 or 4 metres out. They need to keep it alive. The French going to ground is Flancat. Barra, and this man deserves a try. Truly. It's a maul.
Ball is held up. 5 metre scrum, Blue. Held up. Bind. Set.
Barra puts it in. Siren sounds in the background. Will the French have the final say? It's a penalty try. They will. Penalty try to France.
Out of the contest.
So they'll take a little bit out of that heading into Melbourne next week. Well, that'll just mean that the Wallabies will have to work on that scrummaging.
Yeah, that's a new front row. Tolofua, Debati, and also Slimani. And they came through as one. They drove as 8. And the Wallaby pack just shearing off to the left.
Yeah, difficult situation there. The Wallabies, as you say, Tim, they walked around there. France, what they did well, they kept their front row straight and square and drove through like an arrow straight through that Wallabies pack. They'll be really disappointed to finish the game that way. They competed well all night until that point.
Converted by Michalak. So that is full time at Suncorp Stadium. And the Wallabies off to a winning start in 2014. They led 29-9 at half-time, got out to 50 points to 9, Bit of a late rally from the French to put some respectability into the scoreline, scoring the try to Parra and then the penalty try. So full time at Suncorp Stadium, Australia 50, France 23.